Okay.
Okay. What actually has happened is I, in my curiosity, decided to go to the bank. I have an account pending with them that was never able to be paid off. So out of curiosity, I went into the bank. The bank manager has known me for about 6 years, hasn't moved out of town, but has also known me doing this work and trying to fix things little by little. So I walked in there yesterday, and with the right wording, I explained what I was doing, and he knew exactly what I was doing when I actually showed him the coupon to get everything done. Now, the interesting parts, not only did I go to Bank of America, but I also went to Chase Manhattan Bank, and they also decided to do the trade for me. Let's say you can go in with your EIN, open an account there, and that account can serve, okay, if you want to send the certificate of live birth directly to the Treasury, you can, but now they were willing to do the exchange for me, that I deposited the birth certificate at the bank and the money comes back into the bank. Therefore, they're interested in making money because let's say you put $1 million in there, they can lend $10 million out, but your investment in the bank is totally secure because it's a special deposit. But yes, that's where I actually went in and just asked several questions. And both managers, one from Chase Manhattan and the other one from Bank of America, they were both willing to work with me. One not knowing me and another one knowing me. But they were very welcome to open up an account, and if you want to put the birth certificate on deposit, they will send it to the Treasury in order to get to your account. And probably there is no service fee charge for it.
Could you go over the dialogue and language you had when you introduced it?
Excuse me?
So, can you go over your discussion with them about letters patent and letter of credit, the effect it had on them?
Okay, it was sort of interesting because the guy knows that I've been working at this for a while, and I actually introduced myself as a private individual banker doing business, that I wanted to basically, I had a letter of patent and I was turning it into a letter of credit, and I wanted to see the possibility of opening up an account. The way that I addressed it, the guy did know exactly what I was doing. I actually showed him the coupon. And you got to address it also as a letter of credit too, because they know exactly what you're talking about. Whether it be Chase Manhattan or Bank of America, they do know. And you can address it as a letter of patent, and then you're turning it into a letter of credit, depositing it with them, and they will finish the exchange with the Treasury. They're willing to send it in, because if the money goes into their account, now you know what happens. But yes, use the right wording, and you will get somewhere much quicker than if you don't know the right wording. They do use that wording, and before, this person would have looked at me, knew what I was doing, but did not communicate with me. Now that I came in with the right wording and the right phrases, he was very eager to work with me as a private banker. So there it is, in a nutshell.
May I ask how much you draw for it, Ray?
Excuse me?
May I ask how much did you draw?
I'm asking, right now I'm making a draw. I want to make the draw to put in tomorrow. I'm actually doing it for $5 million.
Okay, thank you.
You probably won't do it tomorrow, because tomorrow's a bank holiday. You have to do it Tuesday.
Yeah, but that's what I put it in, and they're willing to do the paperwork. And if they do charge you, they shouldn't be charging you no more than 1 to 1.3%, because on transactions like that, you don't go in or offer. If they have a fee, the fee should be in between 1% to 1.3%, especially if it's your bank. Well,
Bill,
that's
is that the transfer fee?
Yes.
Okay. That's still a lot of money, yeah.
So, yeah, it's still a lot of money, but basically they're willing to go with it because when the money
getting the green light and go and doing it.
Yeah, and they'll be willing as long as you got an account there. They'll use that and set the money in there because now they have funds to lend.
Yeah.
Now wait, okay, they can't use your funds. When you make that special deposit, they can't access those funds.
No, they can't, but they can draw the 10 times more, can't they?
What? No.
They
can't do any multiplication of that. That is a special deposit. Okay? That is your private bank account. You'll be paying them a service fee to bring it in. Okay? And it's a very hefty service fee that they're getting. They're going to be getting real substance.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Did you show them that endorsement?
I showed him that. Yes, I did.
Okay.
And he knew it was a voucher. He knew it. They were not kidding around. He saw it and said, "Oh, nice voucher too." By the way.
Mm-hmm.
So they work with this every day. They do know they knew what I was talking about, except before I didn't have the right wording. I didn't have a single ounce of knowledge. And my knowledge is still limited, but I tried it, went in there, and those are the results.
Yes, and it's going to be a draw against the Federal Reserve Bank. Your funds are held in reserve. So basically you're drawing your funds out.
Which is the estoppel, estoppel by deed and banker's lien.
You have to get that into your county records.
Yes, sir, I know that. It's just a question of time. I need to cash the check so I can actually get myself into the position of actually doing what I'm going to do. Which is going to, I'll keep you up to date on it every day if need be.
Yes, you can either go this route or you can go directly to the Federal Reserve Bank with your coupon and put the endorsement on there.
Yes, you can do both. I just didn't want to go traveling outside my area because I got no means.
Yes, I know. Okay. I just want to make that clear to the other people that basically you have that capability to do it either way. If you can't get a bank to open up a special deposit account for you, then get the thing into the Federal Reserve Bank. Have them send you a check, or if you do have a credit card or account already, have it deposited directly into that account. To try and make it reasonable. Don't overload it. Go after the millions, because basically most of you people really don't know what you're doing yet. Okay?
All right.
100,000 or so, that's more than enough. Okay? For the vast majority of you people out there. Get your feet wet first, okay? Start in the shallow end of the pool. Don't jump in the deep end and find out you didn't know how to swim and drown.
Yeah.
I tried to use metaphors with you people out here to try and break the ground so that you guys could get an understanding of what's going on. This thing, and basically what Ray showed them, he showed them he had his 3 persons that he needed to have. his foreign grantor trust EIN, his estate EIN, and then his individual banker's EIN. This is older than dirt, okay? This is in the Bible. This is all the way through Christianity. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Your three persons. The three wise men, bringing frankincense, myrrh, and gold. You have to have your three personages in place. And then the key one is either like the father or the gold in the process. If you don't have him, you're not going anywhere. And that is your individual banker's EIN. You need to have that. And then you get your estoppel by deed and banker's lien over your birth certificate, not your birth certificate, but basically your American birthing record. Okay? That is your land record account. Then you put a freeze upon that. Now you are holding it on land, okay? It's now been birthed, B-E-R-T-H, and you calm the seas of commerce in the process, commercial commerce. So now you're in safe harbor, because when you have your estoppel by deed, you have the superior estoppel over them. You buy everything through your, like in my case, Patrick Devine, private bank, E&T, estate and trust. I'm the individual banker for that bank. But everything I buy is into that bank. I don't need to register that vehicle. You register it, you're granting it to the state to basically write an insurance policy on it. The only reason you need a driver's license is because you're driving an insured vehicle that's under state control. You have to volunteer to give them the manufacturer's title. You don't volunteer, basically they can't write an insurance policy. They have no control over that vehicle. I just bought one Friday. I've got the manufacturer's title of origin. It's the pink slip, essentially, the old pink slip that we used to get back in the 50s and 60s. I'm holding it. They can't do anything. They should get a car dealer trip, try to tell me, hey, you got to take this down. I said, I'll do it if it's in requirement of the law. Well, it isn't. It's in the codes, and the codes are not law. They're insurance policy recommendations. That's all they are. They're a fraud. You can show them that document that I had posted up there about that the IRS and that court case about the 16th Amendment. Hell, if you've got an amendment out there that's a total fraud, what else is fraud out there, especially the codes?
Yeah.
Just say, hey, if I can prove to you that there's one law in the books that's fraud, will you believe me now? That I don't owe you anything? And that I am not a driver? I'm an operator, but I'm not a driver. I'm not driving anybody around. I'm not operating for hire or anything like that. I didn't take any warranties. I rejected the 7-year warranties on the vehicle. I said, I'll take the responsibility to making any repairs to that damn thing. Hell, the damn car only cost me $25,000 in Federal Reserve dollars today. That is cheaper than it was back in 1960s. Divide 17 into 25,000. Hell, it's only about like $1,600. Think back in the 60s, mid-60s or so, you could have gotten a Mustang for about $2,500. Brand new. That was silver dollars at that point in time. So this vehicle only cost me about $1,600 silver dollars. The whole thing about this monetary system they've got out here right now is that they have screwed you over. The commodities are basically still about the same or a little less even in a lot of cases. But what has really changed the most is your labor that you're getting paid. Your $2.50 in 1960, you're not getting paid $40 an hour today. So you're getting screwed. That's what the real thing is with this monetary system that they have in place. Your labor, you're getting paid less than you would have in 1960. A hell of a lot less. And I've said this before.
Hey, Patrick, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inflation really screwed us up. I have a question. When you went in to get your car and you told them you didn't sign any papers because you bought it outright, did they try to make you sign any documents?
Oh, I signed the documents. I bought them in my name of the Patrick Devine Private Bank and Trust, and then I signed as Patrick Devine, individual banker.
And you
I gave them my EIN or my Social Security number. What the hell?
Right. And you waived everything else. They didn't.
I gave them, they were going to give me a $1,000 rebate. I said, no, you can keep that. Said, I don't want it. Said, I know where the damn money's at.
True.
And I could turn around and take this receipt and turn around and submit it back into the Federal Reserve Bank and get it paid for. Claim the reimbursement.
That's what they do, right?
No, they don't do that.
Do it when people buy cars?
Huh?
They don't do that when people buy cars, turn around and get it paid?
No.
Oh, okay.
Now, on the manufacturer's deed, basically it's got Ford Motor Credit Company on there, on that MSO. Well, why are they on there? Because basically they have a credit lien against that vehicle. Now, I've got to contact them and basically send them that I waived all warranties on this. Then they have no lien. Then I'm going to turn around and place this vehicle under an addition to my estoppel by deed and banker's lien. But I'm going in and I'm going to set up in the county I'm in a Patrick Devine Private Bank ENT Estate and Trust Corporation, or not corporation, but estate and trust. Private estate and trust. Private enterprise.
Right.
And then I'll put that on deposit under that estoppel by deed and banker's lien. Therefore, nobody could have a claim over that, and then everything, any accidents or anything like that, there is no such thing as an accident. It's really two gods try and be in the same place at one point in time. Unless you actually go out and maliciously, with every intent to cause injury, then you have to pay. But otherwise, it's both people are liable. They both try to be in the same place at the same time. It's an impossibility. And so you never let them get the word in accident, because accident is an insurance. And then you are a self-insurer in your bank. Okay, any other questions?
I got one for you, but I'll call you later for it.
No, ask me now. I don't want to talk to you later.
Okay, I was wondering how you finagled the vehicle.
How that finagled? I
yeah.
think he got $73,000 back from the IRS, or not from the IRS, from the Social Security, that if they had been using my account ever since I stopped doing a Social Security draw back in 2011. They've been using my account ever since, drawing out monthly payments to get their benefits out of it. Therefore, when I reactivated, they owed me all those payments that they'd been taking out. They tried to dog and pony the damn thing. I turned around and I sent a claim in, or I said, this is unacceptable. I don't accept this to the local agent. Then I also sent in a report into the Inspector General for the Social Security Administration and claiming fraud against my account. That's when things started happening. Because I could now then prove fraud. Because I told them to stop, and they didn't.
Okay.
And that all went into a debit card, my Direct Express card, and that's a Treasury, Department of Treasury sponsored card. So do you have that or a Treasury Direct card? You can have the funds deposited right into those two debit cards or credit cards, debiting credits or credit, whatever. And basically they took out the full $25,055 right out of there. No problem.
Okay.
Didn't even burp.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Yeah. And then I've turned around and gone down to the post office and got money orders out on the card and drawn money out. And, hell, I mean, I try to turn as much stuff into usable assets as I can. Get it out of there.
Okay.
Now, I got one in with my DD-214 in the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago to put $500,000 onto that card, just to see if it'd work. And then I also put one in with the certificate of live birth for $1.5 million to send a treasury check to me then I could, with the treasury check, then in some cases, you're best off to get that treasury check, then to go and request or go to the bank and set up your special deposit account.
Okay.
With check in hand. They will be more receptive in that regards.
I'm open to all ideas, so thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Not at the moment.
No, I said anybody else, not you.
Yeah, Patrick, this is DA in California. Getting back to the vehicle, will you be getting your private plates and all that through the post office through registered mail?
No. I've got my EIN numbers, and basically I'll probably take my last, banker's, individual banker's EIN, put it on there as XXX-XXXX, and then the last four digits.
Okay.
Let them wonder what the shit's going on here. And then I'll just put in big letters, PD, PB, ENT. And then have Iowa, and then the county that I'm going to have my private bank enterprise registered in or recorded in.
Right. Okay.
Hey,
thank you.
No VIN number, no nothing. They can't look anything at the license. I've got the MSO. There's nothing there, but it has the state tied to it. They can't nothing on the outside that they can look at, because that VIN number, if they do find a VIN number, it's not in their system, the DOT. They don't have control over it. Therefore, they can't go in and shut down that vehicle because they don't have that VIN number into their system. And if they do, they're touching on private property. Listen to audio 14 in that 5,000-year history. This country was founded upon private property. Everything out here, from the 14th Amendment on, after the real 13th Amendment got put into place, not that phony baloney first 13th Amendment that was totally fraud, the title nobility one, that the states came in and the states were trying to give up our titles of nobility. The states did not have the authority to give up our rights. That's why that original 13th Amendment is not there, because the states did not have the authority to pass that 13th Amendment. The other one about indentured servitude, that is a valid one. Okay? The states could ratify that one because all they're doing is remunerating our protected rights. Now, everyone after that, the only one that the states could properly ratify was the 17th Amendment. None of the other amendments are properly ratified because the states did not have the authority to ratify them, and nobody has ever contested them because they're all a voluntary ratification by the individual. The 16th Amendment, only 2 states ratified that. But it is an individual ratification in the process. And when you sign the 1040 form, you are essentially ratifying that 16th Amendment. and you can unratify it as quick as you ratified it. The same thing with the 14th Amendment. You made a mistake. That's what this is all about, is knowing the real law out here. What is law and what is not law? And this whole banking system is all documented over and over again in the Bible, because the Bible is a banking book, a book of banking laws. I hope you guys understand that you need to have your 3 EINs in place. Your Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Or your frankincense, myrrh, and gold. Or, yeah, I mean, basically, what's the first thing most Christians do before they say the Our Father? They bless themselves in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. At least that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to bless yourself. But most people haven't been blessing themselves. This isn't about religion. This is about knowing and understanding the banking laws. You are banked upon the land. That is why you are a private banker. You were supposed to be an individual, not a communal, not a communist, whatever. Not a membership of any sort whatsoever. You're supposed to be an individual. You can't be free if you're tied down to being tied into anything else. You're just a wannabe. That endorsement is big. You got, by your signature or by your guardian's signature, you got into the system. By your signature, you will come out of the system. By your endorsement. Normally, you signed in on the front side, and you're going to endorse out on the back side. I mean, things are so damn simple. I mean, they're obvious when you really sit down and look at this stuff. That we've been so damn deceived by all this bullshit out here, getting to fight one another, going off in different directions. I'll be sending Tom a copy of my estoppel by deed and banker's lien that I sent into the county recorder's office.
Great.
I had my hospital birth certificate, so I had the front and back page, a picture of it, and I put that on page 3. Okay, and then basically I had a cover sheet that went with it. You have to find out what your requirements are from your county recorder's office to do a filing or a notation into your land record your birthing land record, or in some cases, your military land record. There's going to be a fee associated with it, and then there's also going to be a fee to get certified copies of this. Now, with the military, there may or may not be for that. I know I don't pay anything for my certified copies of my DD-214. And then there'll be a filing fee when you go in and set up your private bank enterprise into the county records. And you'll put it in under homestead exemption also. So that it is essentially exempt from all taxes. Then you can add things to your private bank enterprise. Your house, your cars, your airplane, your yacht, whatever. When you do this, go out there and show a little charity in the process at the same time. Because if you don't show charity, basically you'll just become an old miser, and basically that will just eat you away. You can do the endorsement pretty much the same way of that endorsement that I sent to Tom, to the Federal Reserve Bank. You can turn around and modify that and put that on a bill and send it back to the utility company or whoever. Now, Bill and Lawrence, you on the line?
Yeah, I'm on here, Pat.
Okay, I want you to explain what you guys did with the water bill.
Okay. With the water bill, primarily we did an affidavit. I mean, not an affidavit, a executive letter stamped on the back of the bill. The notice that was given out was that last week, a couple of days ago. The notice of intent, step that on the back of the bill to a 1099A, making the debtor the first line. The debtor would be the water company.
The borrower.
The borrower water company.
Was Lawrence. Borrower was Lawrence, and the lender was the water company.
Right. And we put their EIN, the water company EIN, and Lawrence Social Security number. And lo and behold, at first they tried to act like they didn't have it or didn't understand it. Then the right guy got a hold of it, and it has to go to the city manager of the city over the water company. So it has to. You can't deal with a peon on this because they don't know. Even the system managers don't know.
Let's get my minutes to play. I'm getting ready to come here and take a bath and chill out in a little bit, in about 10, 15 minutes.
What was that?
I think that's someone talking in the background. I'll cut them out.
Okay, so what happened was they called back after they realized what was in there, and lo and behold, in less than 30 minutes, his water was on. His bill was over $1,700, and he did it for more than the amount. so he's going to even get a check back. But they haven't turned it on. I mean, in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, and you just lucked out by having, see, the lender is the one who is supposed to do the 1099-A, okay? We're not the lender. We are the borrower, okay? They have our stuff. We have to turn around and we can fill in the borrower's information, and then we would send that 1099-A into them for them to complete and return the B copy back to us after they put their information onto it. Otherwise, we will file a complaint into the CID or with the IRS about this transaction. They don't want that in their system. They do not want the CID or the IRS to come and inspect their books. So that 1099-A, yes, that's what initiated that. But also the endorsement on the back of the bill was done there, and basically you could have done this other endorsement also and come in with your EIN, your estate EIN, and the Social Security as the account number, that they have that on there, or in some cases they have another 9-digit account number. I've caught 2 hospital bills. One has a special 9-digit account number, and then the other one is using my Social Security number as the 9-digit account number. But they are holding the funds. Okay? They've borrowed that money already from the Federal Reserve Bank. See, all corporations have to borrow. They have to zero their books at the end of the year. So they borrow from the people in the area, from the Federal Reserve Bank that's over that area. You're tied in there, basically, when you became a resident of that state, which should have been 120 days after you moved to that state. You became a resident. Even the post office is using your assets to fund the postal system. That's why you can turn around and take all your bills, and if you go down and buy money orders from the post office, you can turn around and take those receipts now, and you go to the Richmond Federal Reserve Bank and put a claim in against the postal account, assurance account that's sitting there in reserve. You got more accounts out here. Hell, Bill can tell you. He's got about 300 or 400 different accounts sitting all over the place that they've utilized. But it's all tied back to your master letters patent that is basically being held there in Philadelphia at the Treasury Direct Federal Reserve Bank. So when you get your estoppel by deed into your county land records, you get a certified copy of that, you take a copy of your certificate of live birth, and now you endorse that for complete closure and liquidation of that and all associated accounts that have been derived from that, along with your letter estoppel and banker's lien, and send that into that Federal Reserve Bank there in Philadelphia, Treasury Direct. That will basically convert everything out. They will do the 1099-B. they're probably not going to give you the 1099-B on that, because I don't know whether they can write small enough to put the biggest numbers that they're going to have in there. And they probably have to do 300 or 400 of them to get all the different accounts brokered down. They will probably show up with gold-backed mirror bonds. At that point in time, you would turn around and you would want to deposit them into the de jure Treasury of the United States of America. And then you would get a different debiting card in the process that basically this debiting card would be able to take silver dollars out and convert them into gold-sealed Federal Reserve dollars, or green seal Federal Reserve dollars, not the black seal. And that's one of the stamps that I had there before. You basically stamp your deposits into your checking account or whatever, or when you write something out and you say that this is being utilized under the green seal of that Federal Reserve dollar. The IRS cannot tax that. You have just placed that into the lawful money side. And I had those stamps up there about 4 or 5 years ago. I went up to Staples and I got 7 of them made up, 7 sets of them. First one says, blank, as lawful U.S. currency of exchange under the FRN green U.S. U.S. Treasury seal. In the blank, you would put either deposit or whatever. The other one is payment rendered as lawful U.S. currency of exchange under the FRN green U.S. Treasury seal. So when you wrote a check out, you would put that on there. That way you've got coming and going identified that you're operating with lawful currency. All of this stuff that I've talked about for the last 5, 6 years has been right on the money. Really.
Yep.
If we would have had a little more support from people out here of questioning, asking questions, got that?
You might have gotten a little bit further sooner.
Yeah. We probably would have been way done a long time ago. But if you don't ask the questions, I can't answer, or I can't figure out what needs to be corrected.
Okay,
I can only do so much at one time.
Hey, Patrick, when you say that this is your side of the Treasury, are you talking about the Treasury in Puerto Rico?
Fuck no. I don't know what treasury you're talking about, but that ain't our fucking treasury.
That's a fee.
My treasury is here is on continental United States of America. It's on solid ground. Puerto Rico's down there in the Pirates of the Caribbean with the damn English pirates.
So you're talking about the Treasury in D.C.?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Treasury in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The one that has the bell, right? The Liberty Bell.
Yep.
With the crack in it.
That's where the first post office was established. And Benjamin Franklin was the first postmaster. Now, that stuff down in Puerto Rico basically is all bullshit, okay? That is for the de facto. That is for the English bankers, the pirates, the pirateers coming in and siphoning our stuff out of here. Hell, that's where old Christopher Columbus got close to. And what the hell did he do? He was a damn pirate. He was a mass murderer also. He never got to continental United States of America or continental America. He got to a damn island, and that's as far as he got. But yet we give him a goddamn holiday. Yeah, try walking in the court and blessing yourself before you say anything. You're coming in there, what you're doing in court, you're going to pray. You're making a prayer to the court. So you better bless yourself before you start your prayer. That will completely stymie them. That's why the vampires and the devil doesn't like the cross. It's because it's a blessing. In the name of the Father, your mind, the Son, your heart. Then it goes to your right and left hands of action. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And you always, in Holy Ghost, you hit one shoulder and then the other shoulder. So that is your two arms of action. Huh? I didn't hear you.
I was repeating the prayer in Latin, but same thing. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And contempati et Filictus Sancti. Amen.
Yeah. And then right after that, you go into the Our Father.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you understand the Our Father, the prayer of the Our Father, it's basically saying everything you need to have.
Our Father who art in heaven, that brings still to myself, my head.
They can read it themselves. They can look that all up themselves, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
Okay, anybody else got any questions out here?
I still do. Go ahead.
Yeah, Patrick, this is Steve. We still have to do the Form 56 sometime before or after we do the estoppel by deed.
When you get ready to do if you have to do a 1041, you would send a Form 56 in at that point in time.
Okay.
If you have to use the IRS forms.
Right.
But you don't necessarily need to do all the IRS forms.
Right.
You can use them as basically a threat.
Right.
They need to fill out the forms. Okay? You give them the endorsement and a cover letter when you send these things in. They've got the information from you to fill out the B part or the borrower's part on that 10-4 or that 1099A. Same thing. If they need to broker it, they could do the 1099B. Or if it's a cancellation of a debt, they can do the 1099C. They are the top person on those forms, as the creditor, as the lender, and as the payer. But it's our fictional person that's down below that is the borrower, the debtor, and the payee.
Yeah, it's fictional, okay.
Yeah, see, we as the living are not supposed to be seen in this process.
Did you learn anything about what was required in the cover letter? You mentioned that we should talk to the county where we got our letter patent or certificate of live birth, but you advised us to find out what cover letters or what requirements are required for a notation or a filing addendum.
Yes, you need to go in and find out what that state or that county recorder's office requirements are. And then you have to find out how much the filing fees are.
Right.
And then I would send it in by certified mail. Okay? That way you've got a tracking number on the thing. You do these things with the Federal Reserve Bank. Use a certified mail number.
Okay.
You don't use the registered mail number because basically that's a 9-digit number and that can be monetized. But they can't monetize a 20-digit number. And that's why there's 20 digits there, because that's what everybody should be using, is the certified ones.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Understood. We find out the requirements and the filing fees, and then go.
Yeah, and see, then when you're using the certified mailing, you are giving the certification to that. You don't need a notary public. You get a notary public when you're trying to operate in the private, and you just screwed yourself. You want to be in the private? You stay in the private. You don't use a notary public because they're in the public system.
Yeah, we're providing the certified requirement. That's what you just said.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Certified mail provides the certified requirement, no notary. Okay, well, congratulations on your purchase of a new car or truck or whatever you got. Looks like it's
just a starting point. I mean, I've never seen a manufacturer's title before, and basically it's there's nothing on there. The only thing that was on there basically that it came from the Ford Motor Company credit division.
You just went into the dealership and made the contract?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to talk to you when I'm doing that myself, Patrick, because I do need a vehicle.
Just go down there, and basically it's very simple. Just tell them what you want, okay? And then basically reject everything else. You got the money. You're the buyer. You're the one who controls the thing. You can always, if they do not want to do it, you can always go down the street to another dealer.
Yeah,
there will be somebody there that will deal with you.
See, because I actually went to one of the dealers and actually asked him, but he was still insisting that he had to have a place to where to send the registration. And I said, I don't want it registered. I want the damn pink slip myself. They said
I will
it's gotta be
take care of it,
registered,
yes.
then- Excuse me?
I don't want any dealer's license plate on this. You are completely out of the picture. As soon as I buy this, you're off the books. There will be no dealer placed on this 30. And see, that's what normally they do is place a 30-day dealer's plate on there, and then that's why they want to take that down to the county records, is because now they have a liability against that vehicle if you get into an accident. So if you don't take their dealer's plates, they have no claim against that vehicle.
That's true.
Yeah.
What bank was that guy went to as far as his opening up his special account?
Tell him, Ray.
I actually went to, I'm going to Bank of America and Chase Manhattan Bank.
You went to both of them or just one?
I went to both of them, and I was received very well at both of them.
Okay.
I went in, talked to the language, okay, as a bill of credit, okay, and a letter of patent, and that it was a coupon. The banker knew exactly what I was doing.
Uh-huh.
And
the thing is, you'd be best off, I feel you'd be best off if you already have a debit card like you do, Bill, for that Direct Express, to turn around and have a couple $100,000 or so directly deposited into that Direct Express card.
Yeah. But that'd be through the Federal Reserve, though, right?
It's all going through the Federal Reserve.
Everything.
Even that bank that Ray's going to has to go through the Federal Reserve.
Yep.
Everything.
The bank has to take Ray's instrument and process it through the Federal Reserve. The bank ain't got no money. The bank can't deal directly with the Treasury. They have to go to the Federal Reserve.
But once they get the money into the special deposit, if I am correct, you don't lose your money. Your money is protected by you having that much money in the bank. They have the opportunity to lend out 10 times more.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Okay.
No. Okay? See, that's all that patriot misunderstanding. This is coming in as a special deposit. That is a private bank account.
Okay.
Okay?
So
they can't.
Okay.
They will pay you. Okay? Watch the movie Brewster's Million. Okay? It's right in there. Brewster says, hey, I ought to be paying you to store my money. I don't want the 13%. See, he rejected the warranty. You do not take a bank's warranty. You do not allow them the usage of your funds. That you will pay them their service fees and processing fees, and they will more than be compensated in the process.
Okay.
You're just using that bank as a safety deposit box.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying. You guys really don't understand banking.
I'm not saying I totally do.
Huh?
I'm not saying
Go
I
ahead.
totally do.
So what? Hello?
Yeah?
Hello?
Yeah,
You
what
there?
I'm saying is that you don't always understand total everything. You're not you learn as you go. So you adapt.
But the best thing to do, in my opinion, is really to hit the Federal Reserve Bank, get the Treasury check sent to you, then walk into the bank with that in hand. Then do your special deposit of that check. And then you can also bring in your certificate of live birth if you need to and start processing it through there. I wouldn't, okay? Because basically I just get so much into that bank. The big thing you want to do is you want to turn around with that certificate of live birth, and after you get some funds deposited into that bank, so where you can get a debit card and start having access, that's all you're really looking for, is to get a debit card to some of the funds. Now, with the rest of the stuff, with the certificate of live birth, go and do the rest of the process that I told you to do. Go to your county recorder. Get that estoppel by deed done. Stop the whole damn deal. Turn around and liquidate the whole damn account. Then turn around and deposit it into the de jure treasury and get a real debit card from them. Then you totally bypass the bankers in a somewhat roundabout way. Okay?
Awesome.
You can still go and hit their ATM machines up, like I've been doing. Walk in there and hit it up for $1,000 at a whack. Take out all their 20s that they've got.
Oh boy. I wonder how many times you made and refilled that money machine.
Well, I haven't run it out yet, but I've only done it about 3 or 4 times so far. So, but that's about the max you can get out, is in 20s. They're not shooting out the $100 or the $50 that they had in the past.
So, Patrick, if I heard you right, you said we should go and somebody's echoing. Anyhow, we should go and set up an account. Who's doing that?
No, it's what you do is you go in with your certificate of live birth,
right,
and send it into the Federal Reserve Bank.
Yeah, I said, yeah, that's what you're saving your certificate of live birth for after you do your estoppel by deed, and then do it afterwards. But
no, you can do the thing right now. You don't need your estoppel by deed done to go to the Federal Reserve Bank.
Oh, okay, that's what I didn't understand.
It's a coupon.
Right.
Cash the damn thing in right now. Is what I'm saying is, when you do the estoppel by deed, then you have a stop, just like a cop tries to stop you.
Right.
He thinks he's got the estoppel over you, but when you have a superior estoppel over him, he has to back off.
Right.
That's what estoppel is all about. That police officer thinks he's got the right of estoppel over you.
Right. The certificate's not required to do the estoppel. You're saying use the coupon to get some funds right now.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
But you need to get that other in there for your court case and everything, and you need to get that endorsement into that damn court case.
Right. At the Attorney General's, yeah.
Or at the county.
Yeah.
Go after the damn prosecutor.
Right.
Go after the judge. I go after the prosecutor, both of them. Because all they are is fraudulent bankers anyway. Insurance bankers on top of that.
Right. But I still
read
have
the definitions in Ballantyne's dictionary about bank.
Yeah.
That's the problem with most of you people out here. You don't read the damn definitions. I tell them to you, and you don't go and look them up. You don't read them. You don't highlight them. You don't pull things out. You don't think outside the box. And that's going to get you in trouble down the road. You've got to start doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been studying the definitions and all that. But I have to, get going, like you say, proceed. I'm running out of time, but I have to understand what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing is just understand.
You don't have to. At the rate you're going, Steve, you'll never understand it.
I'll
okay?
get it. You don't need to say I'm never going to understand it. I'm keeping up with everybody. We're not as fast as you, Patrick.
I know.
Yeah.
But basically, you think that you people out there that want and have the desire would be really trying to push this thing as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Patrick, I'm doing the best that I can for as limited as I
know
have.
your situation. Okay, you're in a different situation. You're fund wise and everything else, and basically mental or health wise and everything else. So I'm not talking about you, Ray. Okay.
Okay, I won't include myself in that.
But
one.
there's other people out there that basically have some funds out there that basically could have been pushing this thing through, but they're sitting and waiting. Sitting on their damn thumbs, waiting for everybody else to try and push things through, and then, I'll get to it. Well, then something comes up, and basically then they got a family issue or another death in the family or something like that, and basically they can't get to this thing done because they're being controlled by their damn families and everything else. What do you want out of life? Do you want to be free or not? That's the question.
To be a sheep or not to be?
Right.
Are you a wolf or a sheep?
Yeah, you said before, if we shut down and do an estoppel by deed on our birth certificate, it shuts everything else down. Then you have to do it on the certificate of title and the court case. So that's what I'm going to do.
No, you basically do the endorsement on the court case. Get that in there, okay? Then you get a coupon into the Federal Reserve Bank. Then you work on getting a estoppel by deed down to your county land record and put it on a stop against everything else.
Right.
Okay?
Okay. Endorsement on the court case, estoppel.
You should have had all these things done by now, okay?
Estoppel by deed and banker's lien.
Right.
I've already had.
I know I should have had it done, but
with everything. I just need to have money to send it out. I already did that on Thursday, Friday.
I know, Ray. I know. I said that you were short of funds, okay?
Yeah.
I've got some on its way to you, okay?
Thank you. Yeah, but like
now,
I say,
back off. Back off.
Okay.
I want to talk to other people out here.
Done.
Okay.
Is
there anybody else out here that wants to talk?
Yes, Patrick, GA again here. So basically what I'm hearing is we should have as many coupons as possible available on hand for endorsements or draws or any type of other thing we need to set into the Federal Reserve Bank.
Two or three or four maybe is about all you really need, okay?
Okay.
I mean, when you're going to be able to go in after 100,000 at a whack, and then basically you want to hold one in reserve to go into the Federal Reserve Bank there in Philadelphia after you get your estoppel by deed against your land record, your birthing land record, and get that certified copy, and then attach that to your certificate of live birth and send that with the endorsement for complete liquidation of that item out to Philadelphia.
Right.
You should have enough funds in your possession to wait until basically they turn around and broker that whole thing down.
Okay.
Which should be in less than 30 days, but it should be in 3 days, really.
Yeah.
Because this is a bank-to-bank transaction.
Yeah, the initial draw will be just for for funds to have around here at the District Federal Reserve Bank. But then we do the full liquidation with the estoppel of the deed over to the Philadelphia Treasury Direct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, as soon as you get, okay, you go down and you get this into a debit card or something like that, and you turn around and you go down to the post office and you start buying money orders. You get the receipt for the money orders. Then you turn around and you go out to the Philadelphia Federal Reserve Bank with those receipts. You don't do a certificate of live birth there. You do the receipt against the government agency, which the Federal Post Office or the USPS is a government agency. And you get your money back.
Right.
That's the beauty of the postal system. I was trying to do that before, but basically I didn't see that it was there at that Philadelphia or Richmond Federal Reserve Bank government agency. And the USPS is a government agency.
Okay, yeah, the other Federal Reserve Bank in Richmond, yeah, the other 999 number. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yeah. I was still thinking Philadelphia, but no, I remember now the government agency, Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond. Yeah.
Yeah, in Richmond. Yeah, that's where the USPS is at.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Patrick, I have a question in regard to the certificate of live birth. Me sitting here in Wisconsin, I would have to go into my original birthing state, New Jersey, to do the estoppel by deed?
Yes.
Okay. And
you got to go to your county record place or wherever that record was recorded at and put it into that record. You're doing a notation or an addendum to that birthing record.
And the same thing for my son, even though he's been basically raised in Wisconsin since he was 11, but he was born in New Jersey. He's in a court case out here, and they're
yes, and you would have to be coming in as his guardian in the process.
Yep. Okay. And I would have to. I have his. Actually, my certificate of live birth is from the state. The county would not give it to me, but I did get his county certificate of live birth. So
why wouldn't the county give you one?
Oh gosh, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. She said that they don't have them there. That I would have to go to the state, and she issued me a county certificate of birth.
That's what you need, a certificate of birth from the county.
Yeah, but
you're not going to get a one that has the certificate of live birth picture on it, okay, at the county. At the county, you're just going to get the information on a document.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all you need. You need to put that in against that county's land record. That certificate of live birth was an addendum in the process. It's a letters patent out there, the registration number, but basically the other, at the state level, that allowed the states to utilize that document.
Yeah.
When you didn't contest it, or your parents didn't contest it.
Yeah. Well, see, I got my son's certificate of live birth from the county.
What does it have on it?
It's got my mother's, it's got my name on it, the ex-husband's name on it.
It's not wet ink signature prints, is it? It's all typewritten, isn't it?
His is a wet ink signature.
It's all typed. Or is it a
Nope.
picture of the actual certificate of live birth?
It's a picture of a certificate of live birth.
I don't think you got that from the county.
Oh, yeah, I did. She sent it to me. She actually...
You better check it, okay? But you need to just you just need to get whatever the county will send to you on yours, okay?
Okay.
You need to forget your son for right now. You take care of yourself, okay? That's what people... You need to take care of yourself. Until you take care of yourself, you can't handle taking care of anybody else.
Patrick.
Okay? Do one at a time.
Thank you, Patrick.
Okay. Anybody else?
Patrick.
Yeah.
If you were naturalized and don't have a birth certificate in a local county,
you're at the federal level, okay, and you have a naturalization paper. I've gone over this before, okay? Now, if you've been naturalized, you've done your 7 years, and basically you're under naturalization, then that is your document. You do a letters patent against that and send that into where that one's recorded at.
Okay.
You do it pretty much the same way that everybody else out here is doing the certificate of live birth.
I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Now you've also got a certificate of live birth from another country, right?
Correct.
Cash that in with that country.
Okay.
Send that into the Federal Reserve and say process this from that foreign country.
So in this particular, I wouldn't present it here in this Federal Reserve. I would present it in the former birth country.
Or you can basically process it through the Federal Reserve Bank. They're all tied together. Process it through the Federal Reserve Bank out of Philadelphia and have them go and process it against that foreign Federal Reserve Bank.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, that's what I'd try first.
Thank you for that, Patrick.
Okay. Now, bring your funds home.
Hallelujah.
Anybody else?
Hi, Patrick.
Yeah.
If you have a Treasury Direct card, are you just good to go then?
Yeah, it's a debit card, right?
I think so, yeah. I haven't looked at it for a while, but it's, I guess once you establish that account, do they just keep it, or is it maybe, do you have to
have to check and make sure it's still active, okay, with the Treasury, and then you should be able to basically have that deposited into that account. And if it's like a debit card, like this Direct Express card is,
yeah,
you can use it anywhere.
The problem is these ATMs, they're only, what, $300 or something? That's all they let you take out.
What's that? They only allow you to check that much out?
Yeah.
No. Basically, the only reason basically is that I couldn't get more than $1,000, but I could run it through as many times. I could have sat there and ran that machine out, just kept putting it in for $1,000. I got that $1,000 out, but that's all that the little slot would be able to handle in $20 bills.
Well, what bank? What bank has $1,000? Because I don't know any up here that do.
What, the ATM machines?
Yeah.
Well, they all do.
Not here.
We can only get about $200 out.
Yes, about 300, 200 or 300 here. Yeah.
I would say, I'll bet you I could come up there and I could pull out 1,000.
Well, are you talking about? Well, maybe because there aren't. Are you talking about a very large bank like B of A or?
I'm not talking about a regular bank account. Okay, these are not regular bank accounts. These debit cards. That Treasury Direct is a Treasury card. Okay? There's a big difference between a bank card, even though it's tied into a bank, but it's a Treasury-backed card.
Okay.
The funds are there.
All righty.
Yeah. And that's why they had no problem in running that thing through for $25,000 or $55. Wham bam! Thank you, ma'am. It was over and done.
Oh, I'm so,
a different screen
so
probably
happy.
shows up when you have the right card.
Well, not necessarily. It was all the same screens. That basically I just typed in. Says other. Type in 1,000 and see what happens.
Huh.
Now,
okay.
I turned around and about 4 years ago or 5 years ago, when I first got this Direct Express card, and I was getting my payments in, I was getting Social Security payment of $1,500 and $12 a month. So I go down to the ATM machine and I put $1,500 in there, and basically it shoot out $1,500 to me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that you could direct that. I'm not an ATM person.
No, you can go check. Yeah, there's another place there, and then you can put in for other values. You don't have to go with what they're. See, that's the thing. You don't have to follow the rules. You set the rules.
Okay.
You're the ruler. They're not.
Patrick, I got a question in regards to this whole scare about the currency reset.
Don't worry about it.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, you can't worry about anything else out here. You have to go forward. You have no control over that.
Yeah.
That's just like all these people have been playing with the dinar and everything else. You're not going to get anything out of that. You've got your own funds here in this country. Okay? How ludicrous is it to try and play with somebody else's damn currency halfway across the planet?
Yeah.
I mean, talk about idiocy. When you got something right in your own backyard and you won't pick it up. You're starving, but yet the food's laying right at your feet. Pick it up.
So when we do these, when we fill out the private banker's ratified estoppel by deed and banker's lien, we go ahead and write our name handwritten in there. We don't have to type it. We handwritten it the way you're supposed to be.
Everything is by written name.
Yeah.
If you don't put your written name, now this is on the signature line. Otherwise, up there at the top, you type it in.
Okay.
Just by the written signature down below turns that whole document into a written instrument.
Yeah, it says written title under seal. Yeah.
Yeah. But that whole instrument now is a written instrument.
Okay.
Read the definition about written instrument.
Yeah, I haven't read that one yet. I have to admit that one. And it's hard to get any information from these county land records about what their requirements are for a cover sheet and their fees and all that. They never respond at all, so I might as well just send them another.
You've got to ask them the right question. Don't say that they never respond.
They don't even answer the phone, Patrick.
Go into their website. They have an email address in most cases. They have a website and put the information in there.
Yeah, I tried that too. I've sent emails multiple times. No response ever. That's why I'm like late doing this stuff. I keep thinking I'm going to get a reply and I never do. So anyhow, that's not your fault. It's not my fault. I have to just do whatever I got to do. I got to keep calling them up or call up the city manager and tell them to call me. Do something.
I can't believe, because I've got two very outstanding, and even the one that's up to Bureau of Vital Statistics now, okay, the head person up there, she used to be my county recorder here in the county that I'm in right now, and basically I got into her one time and got her crying and everything else, and had the cops called in and everything, and basically then later on we were back on friendly terms. But the two that I have at the local county and over to the next county over, hell, we're on very good terms. And basically, they'll answer any question I come up with. So I can't believe that these county recorders are not wanting to talk to you.
Well, it's true.
If you,
I sent them emails too, and I never get a reply.
Excuse me, may I make a comment?
Anyhow, go ahead.
Okay, from personal experience, my county of birth is Los Angeles, California, okay?
Yeah.
At the beginning, I tried calling them. It actually didn't work until about a week ago. By a miracle, I went in through another number, okay? Instead of trying the direct number, I found another number to the county recorders. I went through that number, and I was able to actually access them. But what they say, they basically, for the California, what they want is your name. Okay, everything is 2.5 inches down from the top. They want your name, address, and your personals on the left-hand side. Center and 5 inches in the middle, that's where you put the title of the document. And that should be your page. And if you can get the bitmap of the state seal for your state, that will be good enough.
The bitmap for the state seal for your state. What's that for? For your cover sheet?
Stephen, you're in California, right?
Yes.
That's in California, yeah. And my records are by Norwalk or something like that. Mm-hmm. Not exactly inside, but all the registers are connected. So instead of going directly to the LA registrar's office, which I couldn't get through, okay, because it was all the time full of people trying to call, I went to the Norwalk. And that's how I went. I didn't go directly to that one, but I went to the other one. And if you can't get through this one, you go through another one until you get what you want.
Right.
But that's how I got the information, and that's for California. 2 inches from the top down, you got to leave 1.5 inch margins. 5 inches in the middle, your title at the middle of the page or on the bottom. That's it.
You said 2.5 down and then 1.5 on each side?
One on each side is good enough.
Okay.
Okay, for them. Some request more. That depends on what county. But yes, on upper left hand is your name, your address, your minors of everything you need to do. In the middle of the page, you just have to put the description of a document.
Right.
The title, description, and that's it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I can add to that, Ray is correct. I'm also in California. That left-hand side where they ask for that name and address, that's for the recording to be mailed back to you. The registered, copy of that, certified copy to be mailed back to you. That's why they need your name and your address on that left-hand side.
Okay.
Because if you notice, the majority of your documents have your address, your minors of your personal minors always on the right side and above. On this one, it's the left side because it's coming back to you. Yeah.
And I also should add that on the right side of that empty space, that's where the recorders use. So that's why they want that space, left open for them to stamp anything.
Okay, left of center, right.
Left and center.
Left of center and the center for the title or the description of the document.
Yeah, you just give them 5 inches at the bottom so they can stamp whatever they're going to do there. Their signatures, because that's where they normally put the signatures. They have 3 signatures and whatever notarization they do.
I have a question about. Yeah, you're welcome. Recording.
I'm muting myself out.
I have a question, Patrick, about endorsing the back of the birth certificate. Do I put the coupon endorsement or the private bank one? The coupon endorsement, right? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay, the coupon endorsement. Yeah, I can hear you faintly. The coupon endorsement with that wording filled out properly, and then under that, page 2, it says this is not a joke, and it has the code, information, and then on the bottom it says something about a 1040X, which is now a 1041.
That's what was done back in '85. Okay.
Right,
it was replaced with the 1041 form the next year.
Yeah, but
that's why that document is valid, okay?
So just the endorsement, just the coupon endorsement.
No, that is claiming back your income tax that was withheld. That's all that damn document is talking about.
Right, but I don't use that. I just put the coupon endorsement on the back of the birth certificate.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
With all the correct information, because
how
do you know which...
that other document is just for information to give to people to show them, hey, you're getting ripped off out here, and you think that you owe income tax? You don't.
Right.
They're utilizing our assets constantly.
Yeah,
it's about time we start getting our funds back from them.
True. How do you know which bank? How do you know which bank is the bank you're supposed to use? Is that the bank on the back of your Social Security card, the letter?
No. What state are you located in?
Well, I used to live in New York. Now I'm in California.
Okay.
And where
You're
I got
in
naturalized.
California now. You're a resident of California, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you use the California Federal Reserve Bank. They're all tied back to the main Federal Reserve System.
And
so you can go to the California, to the San Francisco Federal Reserve, and then when you get ready to come out, you go to, everybody has to go to the Philadelphia Treasury Direct Federal Reserve Bank to cash out.
Okay. All right. So where I'm resident of, that's the Federal Reserve Bank I use, which is in San Francisco.
You use San Francisco. You don't have to go to New York.
Right, because they're going to probably.
You're not there anymore. You're not there.
Right. So they're going to I just send it to them with the coupon and.
And a cover letter.
Cover letter to the CEO.
To the fiscal agents. Federal Reserve / Treasury fiscal agents.
Oh, the fiscal agents. Okay. All right.
So the coupon is the certificate of live birth.
The coupon
it's on the back. You're endorsing the back of it. That is, and you're assigning the value of that coupon.
Do you endorse it in on the top left-hand side, or across it, diagonally?
You look at the endorsement that I had Tom post. Okay.
Okay.
I'll send. Who is this? Jennifer?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Are you on Skype?
Yeah, actually, I'm on Skype. I haven't been on Skype for 3 days now.
Anyway, Tom has it's in the files. Tom has it also.
Okay.
So if you need it, just ask for it.
Yeah, I'm just a little on the frazzled side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Patrick.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even know I was talking to Patrick.
Then we get another coupon when we do the total withdrawal after we learn what we're doing, when we want to do the liquidation.
Oh, my God. I haven't even thought about that because I'm just doing a baby step right now.
Right.
I just want to do one step at a time.
Right.
Has anyone used the bank note yet, the private bank ENT, other than Patrick?
What did you say?
What?
What did you say? Please repeat.
Oh, I was just asking if anyone has used the bank note, private bank ENT. I was just reading it. I just wanted to know. That's all. Not important.
Well, let's participate on Skype some more, you guys, on the Patrick group, because it's pretty dead there.
Oh.
People post things and it stays there for days. Nobody ever answers.
So they talk about something else all the time. They never talk about this. That someone's dumping all kinds of statutes and codes there now.
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay.
Okay.
We got plenty to study here tonight.
Yes. Patrick's on, but yes.
Yeah.
Patrick, you there?
Hey, Tom, do you have an example of a cover letter to send in with the birth certificate?
No, we'll have to work one up. I think the main ingredient is saying you're sending this in, and ask them to send you back the copy B of the appropriate 1099 form.
No, I'm just going to do the birth certificate with a coupon endorsed on the back of it and a cover letter to the fiscal agent at the bank of residency.
Right.
That's all I'm going to do for now because I got too much stuff to study.
Yeah, just try and do it for $100,000 or something like that, and either have them, if you got an account, bank account, have them fill in the direct deposit information there, or if you don't, then have them send you a treasury check.
Well, I have a Treasury Direct account and I have a non-interest bearing checking account.
Mm-hmm.
So I can use either or.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you got a car, Patrick.
Well, that was not from getting it from the Federal Reserve. This was getting it from the damn Social Security, putting the kibosh to them.
Yeah. So the federal, you're waiting for the other ones that you sent out. So that's good.
Yeah. But essentially it's all the same thing when you start understanding how this government process has been working and how they've been ripping everybody off. They've been holding all of our assets in reserve from us and giving us token money to go out and play around on the casino floor. That's all it is. This is the biggest casino in the world.
It's the biggest mafia in the world. Okay. Here's the check, endorsed on. Okay, I have to read the form and go through it a few times. Correctly. And I make up my own reserve coupon number. All right, it's pretty straightforward. So touched up my way. Thanks, Ashley.
We'll catch up to you.
Yeah, all you guys need to start communicating on Skype. I mean, basically, especially like you guys there in California, you need to talk back and forth. What about the information about going to the county recorders? That's the thing you guys should be asking on the group site. Is there anybody else out there that's had response on this? You guys have to start talking, okay?
Yeah,
Back
there's
and
about
forth.
100. There's 118 people in the Skype group.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them don't do anything.
When you sign the coupon endorsement, it says individual banker fiduciary. That's our CFO. That's our private employee now, right?
Yes, that's just your name.
Right.
Yeah, full name. Okay, it's not just your birth name. Like my name's just Patrick. Okay, it's the living entity. It's the Godhead. Okay.
Right.
But you have to have a front person, and that's your banker person, and basically he's out there under the same name in all these different places.
Right.
In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. They're all the same person. In one. They're all operating with the same name, essentially.
Right. I got you.
I mean, this stuff is 2,000 years old and older.
Yeah, we might. I'll make a comment on our coupon on the cover sheet. We might want to put something like, "Please send a receipt of payment or copy of direct deposit," and give them your mail address, something like that.
I'll send a copy of the cover letter that I sent in along with it. I also requested the appropriate 1099-A to be sent, the B copy to be sent to me.
Right, you mentioned that.
They have to fill those out, send me the B copy of that. Therefore, if I don't get the receipt, I can take the B copy and file it in with the 1040 and have the IRS go after them. But see, when you start addressing that, now they know that you know, and they're going to comply and get those funds to you so that they don't want to see the IRS coming after them.
Okay. Yeah, and we can fill out both of these instructions for direct deposit into a routing number, an account number, and a U.S. Treasury check addressed to, and then put your name and address.
You do one or the other.
Oh, okay. Not both. Okay, one or.
You can't have two checks coming to you.
Yeah, I know. It says or, but I thought you meant, like, if they can't do a direct deposit, they would send you a check. That's all I'm thinking.
Well, they should be able, if you give them the right information, they should be able to do the direct deposit.
Right.
Now, see, that's what happened last week with Social Security. They were off one number on my damn account number.
Huh.
So it bounced back. Well, luckily, my local agent checked on them and basically found out that the thing could come back. So she checked the number with them and found out that they were one number off, so they resubmitted it, and it went through.
Yeah. All right, good. Thanks for this endorsement information. It's really helpful.
Yeah, see, that's stuff that people should be able to think outside the box. I mean, you graduated from high school, at least most of you did. You should be able to make up a simple little form.
Right.
You need to talk back and forth here, okay?
Right.
You guys are so scared to open your mouths and talk to other people out here. You need to talk to some local. I've tried on the 3 different groups that I have, the 1099 OID, the 1099A, and now this group. I've tried to stress the fact that you need to try and get together with people in your locale, because that's where you're going to have your main questions, is dealing with the local people in that state or whatever. So you want to know what another person might have run into that might help you in your endeavor.
Exactly. Yeah, I've given my phone number out and haven't got it. I've got one call from someone, so like whoever wants it, they're welcome to call me again and share, or we can talk together and figure it out. I
think it works better to do it in a group. Maybe we'll a few of us some time apart and move to this conference room maybe for a half hour to discuss one subject.
Are you talking about the conference call, you mean?
We can use this conference room at any time of the day.
Right. Okay.
So if 10 people on the Skype group are having the same discussion, let's move it to the conference room.
Yeah, and basically emails, basically that's what all those message boards are supposed to be for.
There's nothing going on there.
Is there somebody named Kingfish on here tonight? I guess not.
You guys go ahead and talk. I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
So basically, we can do this on any Federal Reserve. Is that correct? Everybody understands?
Can you repeat that again? I didn't get it.
I said, so basically, we could do this at any Federal Reserve?
No, you have to do with the Federal Reserve that is your local bank works with.
The one with your local bank, okay.
Right.
Like I'm in LA, so mine would be the head office, which is San Francisco.
Now, I figured mine would be Cleveland, but when I went to the bank, I'm outside Toledo. I asked them, do you work directly with the Cleveland Federal Reserve? And they said yes. So I verified.
Well, they have smaller Federal Reserves in different cities. Like I'm in Salt Lake, there's a Federal Reserve here, but like one of the main ones.
Yeah, we got the Yahoo group, the whole list of all the Federal Reserves and what areas they cover. It will tell you which one applies to your area.
Yeah, we use the
Is that the one you sent out prior with Federal Reserve routing numbers and banks?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, I have it. If anybody needs it.
Yeah, Patrick had posted it before. I just reposted it because we were using it.
Are all these documents we need put together in a packet, or are they just all the separate ones we've been talking about?
Well, the ones we've talked about.
The estoppel, the ID, the endorsement, wording, verbiage, or whatever.
Right. The best way to organize that is to listen to this call again, so you can sit and make your own notes and put together your own needs.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'd do. I just said I didn't know if it was together in a package or what. I've seen the different documents posted.
It's developing. It hasn't been released as just a single product. It's like a huge scientific experiment or detective story.
Okay.
What about this second line underneath the coupon endorsement? It says reserve banking obligation of Federal Reserve Bank of, and then you put probably like what's on the line above it. It says attention Federal Reserve Bank / U.S. Treasury Fiscal Agent Bank Reserve Account Broker, and then there's 2 blank lines under it. What are those for?
It's actually pretty obvious. In my case, it'd be the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland with its routing number and its address.
Okay. Oh, I see. You put the routing number. Okay, account broker, routing number and address. Okay. I'm not talking. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Draw it upon reserve account, blank estate. If you put your estate, that's your estate EIN number. Reserve account, your certificate of live birth number.
No.
No?
Social Security number.
Oh, okay. Reserve account, okay.
So we can still use our Social Security number even though we have an EIN number? A state EIN number?
Well,
because they're supposed to be the same, according to what I was heard.
On the
Not
reserve
the same number, but the equal to the same.
No, you put the EIN number in, your estate EIN, okay? And then you take the Social Security number and you take the dashes out of it. That's your account number.
Okay. And leave the dash in the estate number?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
You put the estate number in. The estate number is the Social Security number, and then the reserve account.
No, the estate number is your estate EIN number.
Oh, okay. Why is there a blank in front of it?
You have
you put Social Security there?
Your name.
No, the Social Security goes after where it says account.
Yeah,
number.
I see that. I
okay,
understand.
The
Reserve
one before that is the estate EIN number.
Right, and I'm talking about the blank in front of the word estate. That you put your name?
Yeah, your name.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Just the way it appears on your form, okay?
Okay. That we got back from them, right?
Anybody else out there have any questions? Any comments?
I have a comment. When are you going to the Bahamas?
When are you going what?
When are you going to the Bahamas?
I ain't. Why would I want to go down there to the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Right.
Where are you?
Patrick, rent a yacht and pick us all up.
Huh?
Rent
you said to buy a yacht and pick us all
and
up.
then pick us all up.
That's what we're
No, I might go up to Seattle, to Bremerton, and pick up one of the used submarines and go underwater.
Patrick, I sign up for that one in a heartbeat. It only takes 9 people to get aboard a submarine and actually make it functional. If you know what the hell you're doing, you don't need all the men. And after that, I better keep my mouth shut.
Okay. Anybody else? Come on.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Patrick.
Okay.
I was just looking online for my county, and the clerk of the court is the one that actually recorded the birth certificate. Actually, the clerk of the county, who is also clerk of the court. The registrar, not the registrar, I forgot the term already, but there's somebody that deals with real estate as well. Who do I send my estoppel to?
You need to go to the county recorder's office.
Recorder. Okay, so
yeah,
it's not the clerk.
Not the clerk, because the clerk normally, depending on when it was, okay, the clerk of the courts were normally the ones that did the living land record recordings up until about the start of the 70s. Then it reverted over to the county registers in most states. Okay?
Okay.
But it's all held in the county land records, which are in the recorder's office.
Okay. So it doesn't matter if the clerk is still the one that's doing the birth certificate now. I still go to the recorder because it's all ending up in the recorder's office.
Yeah, but I don't think too many of the clerks of the courts are doing any more of that anymore.
Okay. On their website, it says the clerk of the court, the county clerk.
Okay.
Who is also the clerk of the court, is doing the birth certificates as well.
Okay.
So that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, I would check with the county recorder, okay, the one that's holding the recordings, and basically then check with them and see what they have to say. If they want you to go to the clerk of the court to have that entered into that land record, then go through the clerk of the court. But ask a question.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. I will do that.
Okay.
I generally understand that the registrar is the admiralty side, or whatever you want to call it, the public side, the recording being the land side. That's why when you have an umbilical cord, you're recorded. Anyway, the recording is the one we need to go to. That's the land side.
Yeah, we need to be recorded upon the land. We came from the land and we're recorded upon the land, living upon the land.
Right. In Colorado, it talks about the fact that you withdraw from the registration, which is the registered side, and the register takes your withdrawal notice, which is like the estoppel, and they record it on in the recording, and now you're no longer on the public side. Now you're back in the private as the land, recorded land deed.
Yeah, see, one of the things is after you get this estoppel by deed or whatever that they need, and basically it could be in different places, done in a different format, like a joiner. I think down in South Carolina they were wanting a joiner form or something, and they're joining the living with the dead to merge the two of them together. Okay. Because right now they're separated.
Yeah,
you need to. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, I mean, you need to somehow have the legal and equitable title back together. When you register, they get separated.
Mm-hmm.
Question for Patrick.
What?
Question for you, Patrick. And where it says payment to for the amount, do we actually treat it as a check, like a normal check, where it's got the dollar sign on the bottom? Do we do the conversion and use the conversion in silver dollars? So let's say we ask.
No, we don't worry about that. You just get it in Federal Reserve dollars. Then you can take those Federal Reserve dollars down to your local coin dealer and convert it into silver if you want to.
Perfect.
You just get it out in Federal Reserve dollars.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I got another question.
Patrick?
Yeah.
I was baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And here on Indiana, I can give you the responsibilities of the county recorder because it's right on their website here on Indiana. I pulled it right up, and it's got the responsibilities. And it states in Indiana, the county recorder was the first constitutional office in county government in Indiana. The responsibilities are the United States Constitution provides every individual the freedom and right to own property in their own name. That freedom is protected by the county recorder
as it is. Stand by. That freedom is protected by the county recorder, as it is our responsibility to maintain permanent public records of legal instruments involving real estate, deeds, mortgages, liens, leases, flats, military discharges, personal bonds, and several others. All of these instruments are recorded for safekeeping and future reference and for giving legal notice of their existence. Storage methods to record these documents include paper, microfilm, and digital storage. The recorder of deeds provides a single location in which records of real property rights are recorded and may be researched by interested parties. The documents used, the recorder maintains and preserves all legal documents affecting title to real property. These records are the legal basis for determining ownership. The degree with which the records fulfill his or her responsibilities ultimately forms the legal foundation for the institution of private property. The County Commission. The recorder is a member of the County Commission on Public Records, which has authority over the preservation or disposition of all public records maintained by the county.
Yep. Yeah, I was just looking at the Register of Deeds office for my county, my birth county, and along with the list of things it has in there, it includes liens. So that's the register instead of the recorder.
In California, it actually merges the register with the recorder's office. So a lot of you guys are in California, and that's in the language. You'll find out that they're the same person, even though they shouldn't be.
Well, that county recorder basically is the key focal point because they're holding the land records, okay?
Right.
And that's where everything is all about. It's all about the land. And see, you are a living land above the ground.
Right. We were recorded from our mother's water to the land in the records.
You're just recording back to the land. Recording.
Right. You're recording. We're registering what we do with the other crown or whatever you want to call it.
Well, you're basically an official above the ground. You came from the minerals of the ground, and now you are upon the land.
Yep. Do we have to have the bank account in the name of that's on the title, or can it be like a trust account?
No, you can even have this sent to somebody. If you don't have a bank account, you can have it sent to your sister, your mother's, or whatever account.
Okay.
Okay.
That's after we endorse it and send it to the Federal Reserve, right? It can be sent to wherever.
Basically, have the payment made to a third party.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be to you. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk.
I just thought if it wasn't to us, then we wouldn't have access to the funds. It would be made to someone else's account. Only they could access that account.
Or you could arrange to be a co-signer on that account.
Yeah, you'd have to be in order to be able to access it. But it's not hard to open up an account. I was going to open up my estate account. I'd just rather not have anything to do with the registered system.
One small question, please, and that's going to per reverse coupon or number. That's where the birth certificate number comes in on the coupon for endorsement.
You're talking about the reserve account?
Where it says per reserve, coupon, or number. That part, that's where the birth certificate goes?
No, that's the red number on the birth certificate.
Okay, mine doesn't have a red birth. It's just got a black one.
You have copies.
Is that the number by the barcode?
No, it should be. If you're a California certificate of live birth, where it has the registration, where it says registration, look 2 boxes over, and you'll see one that says county number, or like county seat, and then it says certificate number.
Yeah, it actually says registration district, and it's a 4-digit number, and then certificate number, which is another 4 numbers.
No, there should be a 6 number in California.
It depends which person you were born in that year, so it would be a 00, and then the 4 digits, if that was the case. You just put zeros in front of the whatever, if you have a shorter number than that. But the probate people told me that it doesn't matter. They said that the number will still link up with the correct number.
You have 8 copies of your birth certificate, Ray, right?
Yes, I do. I'm trying to fill out I got here late, so I didn't get to fill out the coupon endorsement. But yeah.
The question is does every birth certificate have exactly the same set of numbers on it?
No, they don't.
Okay. Then
what they do is, you got the registration, the county, and the certificate number. But each one of the documents has, every banknote that comes out, it has a different serial number. Look at the barcode from one to another. The barcode will tell you that they have all those numbers are different. Okay, so the document on which they give you the same information that you see on it all the time, that's different, but the information there is the same. So one document may have a certain number, and another document may have another certain number. So go look at the numbers under the barcodes.
The question is whatever number is different from certificate to certificate is probably your coupon number.
I'm looking at my, I'm looking at one of my children's, my daughter's birth certificate. It has a birth number. It has the first 3 numbers, then the year she was born, and then the last 6 numbers. But then on the bottom of that has a barcode with an R letter and then a bunch of numbers behind it.
Is that a state issue?
Yeah.
It's on Vital Records, yeah.
Yeah, but is it state issued or county issued?
I ordered it from Vital Records.
Yeah, but from the state or from the county? There's a Vital Record. Well, are you talking about a California birth certificate?
No, this is New York. They were born in New York.
They're small.
And then,
California Vital and a state Vital.
Yeah, I have another one that's probably from the state, from the county, and that has a document D, and then the 6 numbers come after it, which is different. But it says Vital Records, Department of Health on the bottom of City of New York. And has my name. Interesting. Okay.
In California, I have a certificate of live birth, and you can get a state birth certificate, which has a red file number on it. You can get a county birth certificate, which has the registration district and the certificate number. And you can also get a city, which I had a city birth certificate, which is a copy of the certificate of live birth picture with the mother's wedding signature. Well, they all are that way for mine because I'm old, I guess. And
you know what's interesting? You are old, but you know what's interesting? The one from the county I'm looking at for my daughter, it has a very faint watermark, and it says void, VOID. And then the one from Vital Records.
They all say void. If you put it on a copy machine, it'll all say void.
Oh, maybe that's
where
it. But the one from the vital records has a watermark of an emblem in the middle of it, like a seal.
Yeah, they do that too.
Oh.
Just to indicate the document when you make copies of it, so you know what's a real document and what's a fake document.
Okay.
So if you have a color copier, it'll still come out with that void on it, even though it's a colored copy.
Every state has their own.
Tom, you dropped out. We couldn't hear you.
You break it up. You break it up, Tom.
Every state has their own peculiarities on how they do things.
Still only heard the very last part of that.
Yeah, you're still breaking up a little.
Yeah, then I'm having problems.
Well, I didn't hear what he said.
That he is having problems.
Is this call being recorded? Is this going to be put up on the website, or how is it going to be?
Yes, it is. It's all recorded.
Okay. So where is it going to be posted, I mean?
At econcurrent.com/files calls divine.
Okay.
Or divine calls.
All right.
When Tom gets
look at it by date, you go to the bottom and it should be the last call on there.
All right. When Tom gets a breathing room, he'll upload it.
And are we able to discuss this on the Patrick Divine group now, or is it going to be discussed somewhere else?
Yeah, that's Skype.
Yeah.
Well, usually that's been limited to certain things you talk about. Is this the subject that we're talking about now in the group?
Yeah, the group, the Yahoo group has the files, but we discuss things on Skype.
Yeah, I know, but it hasn't been very active.
Or on this call right now.
Right. No, that's fine. I just haven't been very active on Skype. All right. Well, congratulations, Patrick. It's great. I got to take off the call, but congratulations to you. Thanks for all your work.
Wait until the weekend, and we'll see whether I get the thing out of the Federal Reserve. That's the thing I'm really concentrating on right now. And then basically after that, it'll be after I'm going after the Philadelphia Federal Reserve Bank.
Well, that's what I was asking, and Tom said that you had to use the Federal Reserve that is at the bank that you're going to use it at. But there's the Federal Reserve right in my town, but they don't like to let normal people, come into that Federal Reserve.
You can't. You can't go in there. They do not have the window that they used to have to where you can walk in. Okay.
That's what I found out.
Shut that all down. You have to mail it in.
And mail it certified.
And I would mail it certified.
So why couldn't you just mail it directly to Philadelphia first then? Why wouldn't you just do that?
I would get some funds established first, because basically when they shut it down, it may take 30 days to totally shut the account down. You might want to have some funds available beforehand. So, and that basically, by doing it at a smaller amount, you get the understanding of that you are doing this thing right.
Okay.
Okay?
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
And then you've got some time to start getting your ducks in a row. Start thinking, okay, now I need to start preparing for getting the rest of it.
Well, I haven't got my direct express set up yet, so I have to get that done first.
Well, you don't need to have that. If you've got another account,
for the big one,
get that into it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then just start getting money orders and cashing, getting the ATM machines up. Start filling up your mattress.
Okay. I got to work on this document, so okay. I'll call you later.
I wanted to ask Ray if Ray would accept my invitation, Ombudsman, I don't know if he's on there or not, but I sent him an invitation on Skype because I have to go through that Norwalk vital statistics office too.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Just do me a favor, keep in touch with me because I actually have a lot of issues as to being able to communicate. I can help a little bit, but you're dealing with somebody who is homeless and has very little access to internet or calls unless I'm at a friend's house or I'm at the library with internet.
I see.
So
okay.
I will be glad to help. It's just I'm going to be limited by my circumstances.
Yeah, no problem. I'll probably be coming down to California in the next week or so anyway. So
I'm not in California. I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, you are? Oh, okay. But you went into the Norwalk vital statistics? You just mailed it. You mailed it to them.
You got it's better to mail it.
Yeah.
In reality, because if you walk in, you don't know what you're going to get, and still you got to do the paperwork, and you still got to wait for an answer. So why go down there and waste the money if you present yourself in person? You may not get that answer that day. You may get it 3 days later, but still you're incurring an expense for yourself. Do you need to do that?
Well, I talked to the actual recorder there, and it went up to his office upstairs up there, and I went into the vault, and I saw the original paperwork, which, by the way, is a copy. The original was already held at the state level. Even though the county has the not like a microfiche, it's like one of those sepia copies, so they can make copies of, put them on the birth certificate, but it's not the original. They said the original is held in the state vital statistics vault. Because I went to try to see if I could see the original certificate of live birth at the county, and they did not have it. But that's what they make a copy of and put it on just on that bond paper. So you can get a lot done there when you go right to the register, but you have to know what you're talking about, and they'll let you up and talk to the people up there. And LA is such a huge county. I think it's the largest county in the United States. That if you can do it there, I'm sure you can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, see, your original certificate of live birth with the letters patent is not at that state registrar. It's not at the county register. It's back at the Philadelphia Treasury. The Treasury is over all letters patent.
Okay.
And see, that's what is really the key thing. These certificates are just like the certificate of title to your vehicle. They've taken the MSO from you and given you a certificate out here as a instrument that allowing them to write an insurance policy against it.
Right. Well, California used to be a Torrens state, and Torrens was the registration system. And I have a document I just found today that's on the Torrens system, and it's like multiple pages, but it answers every single question you could ask about the certificate of title. Every single one. I mean, it's just fantastic, and it's unbiased. It's not written for one person or another person. It's just the facts of how it is. And, of course, then the recording system. But when you read that, you find out that it's just a government security that's held for you. You're still the holder, but I'll put the copy of that on the Patrick Devine's group site, and you can look at it, and you'll just be blown away. Because it's
would
everything
really be nice.
Questioning about it. It's the real deal.
Is that a PDF?
It's a PDF. Well, you have to convert it into a PDF. But if you look at the part on certificate of title, and it also has a thing on removal of your registration. Because what we basically did is we had a hospital birth certificate. It's our title. That title got converted into a certificate of title, like what Patrick said, and they took a certificate of it, which means basically it's being held by a for lack of a better word, a trustee or an oversight person, and then they took that and they invested that as the legal owner of that certificate because no one showed up to claim it. Anyway, I don't think
you mean they're custodians?
Yeah, they're custodians. That's all they are. But this certificate of title thing on the Torrance thing that I'll send will prove to you that you, no matter what, you had an undefeasible title. It could never be taken from you. It's just that you never claimed it. So if you didn't claim it, somebody has to be running it and taking care of it for you until you come back. That's the whole Bible thing of coming back and claiming your estate. You never
it's a letters patent, okay? You have a letters patent claim out here, and that cannot be revoked. It can't be terminated.
That's exactly what this says.
Yeah.
And even tells you which states all the Torrens are in. It tells you that they're in Australia. It tells you everywhere it is, and it's fantastic information.
That's
yeah, but see, all the letters patents are issued out by the Secretary of the Treasury.
Yeah, it doesn't say that it's a letters patent. I
know. But that's because all patents are basically controlled either by the Secretary of the Interior, which is a sub-secretary of the Secretary of the Treasury.
Yeah. See, all they are really is they're just legal holders of things. Like, we were never supposed to be able to sell land back and forth. All they can sell is the real estate on top of the land. They were never supposed to sell the land, and it gets into all that kind of stuff. So all they're really doing is controlling getting control of this supposed title that they gave you over it, and then you trade that back and forth. They make it act like if you don't have the full title, then you have nothing, which is true, but the full title means that you have it in your possession and it's authenticated and it's foolproof evidence. And then when you go with that title, like Patrick's doing, you can go anywhere you want with that and get anything you want because you're the holder. Yeah. You're the owner, actually, the registered owner. Anyway.
Yeah, and so now when you go in and get an automobile, you get the manufacturer's title and say, okay, I'll take this down to the county recorder. I'll pay the taxes. You give me the title. I waive all warranties. You have as soon as I buy this, you're free of any obligations. I don't want a dealer sticker on this. I'm going down, and I will get the appropriate items if the law requires it, and the law don't require it. That's the thing.
Right. Well, a popular misnomer that this Torrens certificate proves is that the certificate of title means both the original title and the duplicate together. That means the certificate of title. But if you want to know what the legal title is, that's called the original title or the original certificate, and the equitable title would be the owner's certificate. But when you merge them both together, they're still called the certificate of title. They don't call them anything different, like a manufacturer's certificate on a car compared to a certificate of title. They don't call them anything different. And it says that. It just says that it's called the original or the first issue.
See, the original was either the hospital birth certificate with your feet on it and under gold seal, or your Bible entry into the family records.
Yeah,
page.
I would see that.
Okay,
I think that's true. But the first birth certificate.
If you don't have your hospital birth certificate, and I said this before, you go and get a Bible in between that has a place in between the Old Testament and the New Testament for family records. You put your record in there, and then take a copy of that page and put that into the county records as your claim, as your original claiming title.
All right. Do you think you have to have your parents' thumbprints on that?
No. Just have, it comes out of the Bible, and basically you can put the entry in yourself.
But I mean, normally, if someone signed that in the Bible, they said so-and-so was born today, blah, 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 but they don't sign it or seal it or anything like that. They just put he was born today.
Well, basically, you had to have for lineage, the mother's line side, so it was always in her maiden name. So you could go up against her family lineage, and then you had your father's lineage, so you could do a claim of inheritance against his side of the family. That's why you have your mother's maiden name in there, is so that you know what family lineage you could go against.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be in the genealogy part of that particular Bible. Yeah. Okay.
It's also in your birthing record, okay? Yeah. And then it also should declare whether you are the number 1 son, the number 2 son, or whatever, too, or the number 3 child in the process. And see, that gives you superiority. If you're the number 1 son in the family, per the law, the number 1 son gets dual shares of the estate of the parents.
Yep.
Didn't know that one, did you?
Yeah, that's in the Bible. That's right in the Bible.
Yeah. And he's the one that basically can put the main claim in, okay, over all the other siblings in the family.
Yeah, he can sign for anybody if the parents die.
Yeah, my family has a rude awakening when I pull the plug on them.
When you pull Oh. They've treated you kind of bad, so I'm sure happy for you that you're able to prove we're not a nutcase.
Paybacks are a bitch.
No shit.
Especially to the family.
Yeah. All right, well, my battery's run out on my phone, but thank you so much for this call, everybody, and thank you, Patrick, and I'll talk to people on the group. I'm going to go post that Torrance thing right now.
Yeah. I'll post this up to Tom in the morning with the cover letter that I sent into the county and the estoppel by deed, and then basically the third page. And see, everything is normally done in 3s, okay? So this was a 3-page, a cover sheet, the estoppel, and then the copy of my claim, my original claim document in there. So now you got 3. Always think in 3s. Try and think about, what do I need? It's got to be in 3s. What am I missing if you only end up 2? Okay.
Is the claim the actual certificate?
Well, my claim was I had a copy of my hospital birth certificate, so I put a picture of the front side and a picture of the back side on one page.
Right.
Now, if you don't have your hospital birth certificate, like I said, you would take a picture of your Bible entry. Go get a Bible and put an entry in there, and then put that in there. The Bible is a law book, okay? That is the master law, okay? So if you put that in there, that is by the hand of God.
And you are God.
Yeah.
So the certificate of live birth,
yeah.
The certificate of live birth has nothing to do with it at that point.
No. The certificate, basically, the only thing you're getting off that certificate of live birth is the letter's patent registration number.
Okay.
See, that's all. The certificate of live birth is nothing more than a coupon. Okay? It's a coupon in the casino here for you to cash out some of your funds. But the key thing is that registration number, and that's your letter's patent number. Okay, that's the biggie, because that's what ties it back to the Federal Reserve Bank in Philadelphia, to the Treasury, to your real assets.
And that's so even though it's not the red number in California.
No, it's not the red number. The red number, the 9-digit red number or whatever it is That's a coupon number, a tracking number for that coupon.
Okay.
Steve, are you around?
Now, if you have a military, there's a couple different ways that you have to do on the military. And see, this is all under Title 46, Chapter 73 in Title 46, these coupons. They're discharging coupons. Either under that Certificate of Live Birth coupon or basically a military DD-214 certified copy as a discharging, or in some cases, some states, you take your DD-214, you put it into the Merchant Marine record book, and then they will give you a coupon book. And then you would send a coupon in and do an endorsement for so much value as a draw against the military bounty land account. And see, that would be under your selective service number. And see, that is a military letters patent number. It's the selective service number. It's an 11-digit letters patent number. And if you had a honorable discharge, a full DD-214, you would have a full claim against that military bounty that is sitting there. Now, some people that have gotten less than that, as long as they had a honorable discharge, that they had like a D4 or something like that because they got out on medical, but they were still given an honorable discharge, they still have a partial claim against that military bounty. That they did not do the full term, but they were out because of medical problems or something like that, but they were still given an honorable discharge. Any questions on that? Now, the other one, basically nobody's mentioned anything about here, is your baptismal record. Okay? You may have two out here, one with the church and wherever the diocese, like I'm a Roman Catholic, well, I was born here where I'm at, and basically it went to the Archdiocese of Chicago. So with that baptismal certificate, and I can get as many copies of that as I want also, and put a endorsement on the back of it and do a draw against the Cesta K account under that Roman Catholic Archdiocese Cesta K account at the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago. Now, the Church of Rome has a usage of our certificate of live birth by way of being a creditor to the United States corporation out here, and they have utilized our assets in that endeavor. So there is a Cesta K, Church of Rome Cesta K account at the Federal Reserve Bank in New York. And you would basically, there again, turn around and either put that in with your certificate of live birth or just let the Federal Reserve Bank out of Philadelphia go get it, or if need be, you can use one of your baptismal certificates, because all churches lead back to Rome.
My baptismal certificate doesn't have any seals on it, though. It doesn't have anything. It's kind of weak. It's like a fake piece of paper. They just
Where's
signed
it from?
From the Methodist Church.
And the minister wouldn't put anything on it? A seal or anything?
You signed it, but there's no seals or anything like that on it. There's nothing official looking at it. It looks like someone made up a certificate like you won something at a carnival.
Okay. You would have to find out where the main headquarters for the Methodist organization is out of.
Yeah, I went to the main church down here in Utah, and they didn't say anything what I could do with it. They just said,
no, he's not going to tell you what you can do with it. You've got to check it out and find out
where the office is, how to get it official. That's what I mean.
Well, you don't need to get it official. If you've got a copy and he signed it, that's all you need. Now you just need to find out where the main headquarters is for the Methodist organization here in the United States of America.
Okay. Well, I'm going by that signed, sealed, and delivered. It's signed. It's not sealed, but it will be delivered. So I was just looking at that seal, and I guess if you consider the signature a seal, I guess that could be signed.
So it's on their form, though, right?
Yeah. Both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, a fake-looking type form. Yeah.
Yeah, normally the local churches all should have their own seals and everything. I don't know why they didn't.
They couldn't even find my original baptismal record, so they just basically made one up.
Uh-huh.
They found my sister's. They didn't find mine, so they said, well, she was here. He must have been here. It's not very official.
But that's sort of the process. There again, you would just put, and when you do this, okay, to the Philadelphia, they will basically probably have the men in black come out and see you and pick up all your other accounts that you know of to give them a hand. Now, you can also send that in and say, okay, here's a partial list of what I know I've had here recently and what other accounts that I've had out there. And see, you've got more accounts out there than you can shake a stick at.
I came on the call just a little bit late. I'd just like to ask you one question that you have to repeat. When you said everything's in threes, you have the estate number, you have the Social Security number, and what's the other number?
No, the Social Security number is not one of the three.
Oh.
Okay.
So what are the?
The three are the estate EIN, the foreign grantor trust EIN, and the private, the individual banker's EIN for your private bank.
Oh, I don't know anything about that one.
That is the father, is the individual banker. The son is the estate, and the Holy Ghost is the foreign grantor trust.
Okay.
It also fits into the scenario of the three wise men. The one that had the frankincense is the foreign grantor trust. The one that had the myrrh is basically the estate person. And then the one that had the gold is basically your individual banker's EIN.
And I'm sorry, this is probably bad for everybody, but since I'm the only one talking, it seems like right now, how do you get the EIN for the individual banker's EIN? What is that?
I've got the template up there on the group site of exactly what I filled in to get it, okay?
Right.
It's got the summary sheet, and basically, so you go in and you get SS4 online, and you do an SS4 filing, and then sort of run through the different categories and look at what I have there, post it up, and it may take you a couple times. You get to that summary sheet, and if it doesn't appear to be correct, then back out and start over again.
Okay.
And then basically you should end up with a 47 series number until they give out all the 47 numbers and then have to go to something else.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you much.
Okay. Anybody else?
Just for clarity, Patrick, again with the coupon number, I mean, I'm thinking logically here. When I go to a market and I give them a coupon, they usually just scan it. No, they don't punch any numbers, anything like that. They scan it. So the number on our certificate of live birth, there's a bar number there. With the bar, they can scan. Should that be the number then for the coupon?
Yeah, it's in that barcode. Is your coupon number?
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a number right below that. Scanned. You see the number, right?
Yeah, there may be on that scanning number. There may be a number below it too. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, there is.
There
In California, I have one.
There is a number under that.
Yeah, and just check and make sure that it's not the same number on each one of your forms.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it can be a duplicate. That would be almost like.
No, I have 8 birth certificates. Every one on each one of the documents is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're individual bank notes, and that's how they're numbered.
They're not bank notes. They're coupons.
Coupons. Okay.
Yeah. They're in the form of a bank note, but they're really a coupon.
Thank you for correcting me, sir.
Yeah. See, that's what you see, because you're operating under Title 46, Chapter 73, and that's a discharging coupon.
So you use it for what it is, a coupon, not. Okay.
Yeah. And basically reference that Title 46, Chapter 73, because that's really what you're doing. You're operating per the codes, and that's what they have to operate by.
Well, right here, I think you actually got it stated, don't you? Yeah, merchant mariner discharging coupon. Draw. Per Title 46, Chapter 73. You already have it included there.
And then see the other one, when you go to Philadelphia and get ready to cash this out, that is under Title 46, Chapter 573. You're going to change out this vessel. You're going to get a new vessel for your assets.
Chapter 46.
Yeah, so 573 is the other one when you go to the Philadelphia Treasury Direct and terminate this whole commercial vessel.
Okay. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
At the present moment, I don't. I have to just sit back and go through what's been said on the call.
Okay. Now, in a lot of cases, you're going to have to listen to these calls a couple times over and take notes as you listen, and then check and make sure that what you did here was what you put down in your notes. And then if you have any questions, get on the community calls there and talk back and forth with yourselves. Okay?
I think that's going to be the miracle, getting everybody to talk together, unless we actually schedule it to get together on an off date.
Well, it just comes down to how bad do they want it.
I know how badly I want it. It's almost cost me my life.
Yeah.
They either make the time or they don't.
Okay, Tom, go ahead and call tonight then.
Okay. I think Tom might have thought.
Patrick, thank you very much. Steve,
okay.
I'd like to get
good night.
Yeah, I'm standing by.
Yeah,
okay.
I'd love
Thanks,
to get
Patrick.
a hold of you. You're from California too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I heard you wanted to talk to me, or somebody else wanted to talk to me right now?
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I just been freaked out a little bit just because of the circumstances I'm in, without a vehicle and trying to take care of my own obligations and pay my own bills and all that. But other than that, I'm glad if somebody else is going to help you. I can't really help you right now. I'm struggling to, stay buoyant.
I don't need money as
no,
help.
But other than that, I just wanted to give you my contact information and maybe get yours in case we have questions. We can talk, and the more we all communicate, the better. Whether because you're not on Skype, maybe I should get your phone number or something.
Yes, I am on Skype as V411.
V like Victor.
V like V for Vendetta.
Okay.
VEEFOR11, and then I got V for Benedetta at.
Okay, wait. We got to stop and back up. We got to go each letter. Victor, Echo.
Victor, Echo. Foxtrot, Oscar, Romeo.
Yeah.
Victor, Echo, November, Echo.
Echo, November.
Delta,
wait a minute.
Echo.
I got Victor, Echo, Foxtrot, Oscar, Romeo, Victor, Echo, November. Then what?
Okay. So just say it word and what letter you're on.
VEEFORVEN.
D Delta Echo Tango Alpha.
Okay, Delta. Wait a minute. I got VEEFORVEND so far.
Don't make this difficult. Ray's Skype ID it's on the Skype group at 6:41 p.m. It would be 3:41 for California.
Okay,
now
who's telling me that?
He's trying to give me something, and you're telling me something totally different, Tom.
No. That's my Yahoo, my Skype log on where I can get. That's why I was giving you the V for Benedetta, because I got two accounts on Skype. So yeah, that's where we can talk.
Okay, so tell me which one we can talk on.
Basically, on V411.
V411. Okay.
Yeah.
Victor 411.
Foxtrot Oscar Romeo 11. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's phonetically written out.
Yeah.
Victor Echo Foxtrot Oscar Romeo number 11.
Affirmative. You got it.
Okay. And so that's the only one I need to be concerned about.
Yeah, because that's the only one I'm carrying right now, which is on my Samsung tablet. Everything else that I've done is connected to computers that I have no access to while I'm actually on my own out there getting stuff done.
Do you want my phone number?
That would really be appreciated.
Okay.
And let me get the number